Gonna head out today, got 5 yards to do, and then that will end my weekend of mowing, except for the 3 yards, my yard, my neighbor's yard, and her neighbor's yard. So I actually have 8 yards to do for the weekend, but I'm in no rush to do my yard, my neighbor's yard, and her neighbor's yard. But I am in a rush to do these 5 yards because it's Memorial Day, and they're the last 5 that need to get done, and then I don't have any more yards to do, customers anyways, except for my yard, my neighbor's yard, and her neighbor's yard, until like next week, like next Thursday or something like that. So we'll be good to go. I've got so much work off of that one sign. So they decided to wash their dog just as I pull up with my car to mow their yard. See him? See him back there? I even told them I would be here at 1 o'clock an hour ago. I said I'll be there in an hour. I'll go ahead and I'll send up the drone into the backyard of this house, and we'll go ahead and mow that backyard. Throw on a little bit of music. We'll come back and weed eat an edge later to avoid them. We'll just start mowing. Not a big deal, and the yards aren't in bad shape, so it's an easy cut edge and trim. But I'll go ahead and throw up the drone now, and this is it for the weekend. If you look behind me, there's a pretty good ditch between these 2 yards, and I did a video at Single Mom Rescues about a month ago showing how to use the left side of your deck. Shove that in the ditch so you don't burn the grass, and the edge of your blade doesn't cut in and stuff, right? So when I come back this way, I want you to watch how I do it, and I'm going to come right on past the camera here and then turn, and we'll go ahead and follow the fence line, come on up, and then we'll just square off this backyard, and we'll go back and forth on this backyard with the drone overhead, get a little bit of video. Buy some time for them to finish washing their dogs. They're now doing a second dog, so it looks like they're doing 2 dogs. You know, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. Alright, I'm going to show you guys a pro tip using my deck. Now it's going to be a little bit hard for me to explain this to you while the engine's running, but if you look at the front of the deck, I'll probably end up green screening this, jumping in the middle of the video. If you look at the front of the deck, it's kind of squared off on the left side, so going forward you might catch your fence. You'll see what I mean. But if you look at the back of the left side of the deck, it's rounded big time. So if you need to get really, really close to something, say you're trying to use the deck as a vacuum against the fence, much like what you see here, and you got a lot of clippings up against the fence because there's nothing else you could do, and you want to try to use your deck to get as close to the fence as possible, if you come up going forward, and the left side of the deck, the right side of your screen, but the left side of your deck has it's squared off, but the back of the deck is rounded big time, and it sticks out a little bit, just a little bit beyond the wheel, but not much at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come forward off the fence, but then when I go backwards, I'm going to use the round part of my deck, and I'm going to pretty much scrape it right along the wood. And because it's round, as long as I keep going straight and I don't cut in hard, then the deck is going to act like a vacuum to get as close to the fence as possible and pull up all the clippings that you laid there. Now, unfortunately, I already did it, so there's not going to be a noticeable difference as I show you this, but I just want you to see the technique while I am mowing. So I'm going to attach the camera to the mower, and we're going to go forward, and you'll see how sketchy it could be. And then we're going to go back, and you're going to see how great it is. And so that's a nice little deck hack that you guys can use in your business. As you see, the corner of the deck, as you're going down each of the wood slats, you know, if any wood slat sticking out, the corner of the deck is going to take it out. As you'll see, we're coming up to a board that's kind of sticking out just a little bit in that front corner of the deck, right about now. I could rip that board right off the fence. So when we go backwards, you see, and I'll give you a better shot here in just a second, we go backwards, we got that rounded deck right there. I'm literally scraping the wood. There's super slow motion right here. The deck is scraping the wood, but because the deck is so rounded, there's absolutely no way I'm going to rip a board off. Allows me to get much closer, gets all those clippings. How does a little man eat a giant elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. How does a little weed eater take out two big properties? One bite at a time. Don't let the size of the property intimidate you. Little sections here and there, and before you know it, you got nothing left to do. Just knock it out. first hot day, like hot day, and it's hot. Let me show you the rest here. Let me show you this fence line now. I went over it with the mower the way I showed you. Now let me clean it up with the weed eater. If I didn't do what I did, then there'd be a mess here for me to have to clean up with the weed eater. But now it's not a big deal. One bite at a time. Looking marvelous, baby, marvelous. I'm gonna go ahead and blow off, and it's like 2:30. I went home for lunch, and my ex-wife should be coming by pretty soon to get the kids for an overnighter, so I'm off tonight from daddy duties. So anybody that watches this video, swipe right. I'll be off daddy duty tonight, so yeah. All right, so we'll go ahead and get that drone up real quick, get a couple shots, and go ahead and pan out to the distance. I wish everybody a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend, and just remember those that served, and remember those that continue to serve. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace. We'll be right back.